Good morning, March 23rd, 2016. Petra here, handing you your DGI brief. Here are my top 5 stories from around the globe, starting with Poland. The Polish government announced today that it is unable to accept any refugees following the deadly Brussels attacks, and thus going back on its previous official commitment that it will resettle around 7,000 refugees. I fear that more such announcements are coming from other European countries. Australia. Prime Minister Turnbull announced the establishment of a clear energy innovation fund that will finance and promote clean energy policies in Australia, one of the world's biggest polluters. Good day for renewable energy, bad day for you, global warming. Western Sahara. Morocco expelled over 80 UN international staff and requested the closing of a military liaison office of the UN mission in Western Sahara. This is a reaction to UN Secretary-General Ban Ki-moon referring to Morocco's presence in the Western Saharan region as an occupation. But with the UN gone, what will happen now? South China Sea. Today, Taiwan organized a media tour of Taiping, one of the largest islands it holds in the South China Sea, to demonstrate that it is indeed an island, because islands are entitled to territorial waters and economic rights. This show was really intended for the other parties to the South China Sea territorial dispute, namely the Philippines, who claim that Taiping is just a rock, and as such, should not have any rights. Greece. The UN Refugee Agency UNHCR and MSF, also known as Doctors Without Borders, pulled out of the Greek islands today due to inhumane and illegal treatment of refugees. As you recall, the migrant agreement between the European Union and Turkey centers on returning all migrants who arrive to Europe back to Turkey. There are at least 2 major issues with this. The deal went into effect on Sunday, but the EU and Turkey still have not agreed on how exactly they intend to deport people. And secondly, under this agreement, Turkey is supposed to substantively reduce the number of migrants that come from their shores in the first place. And Turkey is not doing this. The last days have seen continuous arrivals of thousands of people. According to UNHCR and MSF, migrants who arrive on the Greek islands are immediately arrested and held in European Union supervised registration centers known as the hotspots. Greek refers to this as compulsory supervision. That sounds a lot like prison, doesn't it? That is why UNHCR and MSF withdrew and stopped their activities in these hotspots. They refuse to be complicit in a system that is unfair, inhumane, and frankly violates the international humanitarian laws. So let's summarize this, shall we? The only elements of the EU-Turkey migrant deal that are being implemented is rounding up of migrants who arrive to Europe. The steps required before and after people are detained are not in place, neither in Greece nor in Turkey. There are no protection safeguards for refugees. Turkey is not stopping the flow of migrants as is required. And as I reported in my first story on Poland, European countries are stepping back from their commitments that they made under this agreement. Pretty bleak, isn't it? What do you think? Is this migrant deal dead before it even really started? Please let me know. And that concludes my top 5. Now, Let's get out there and make it a good day. And remember, if you think you can, or you think you can't, you're right. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe.